Hey guys, J-Man here, and we're doing another Spawn stream. This is our second one, and it's pretty much going to be open to anybody who wants to come and chat about Spawn. So we'll just see how that goes, and once we get some people commenting or whatever, I'll put up a link. Okay, in the meantime, though, let's get our co-hosts in here.
And what's up,
Sean?
man? Spawn in the month of October, man. Freaking I don't have a shirt, but I think I have my Superman. Yeah, I do.
Superman's good.
Superman shirt, but yeah.
Yeah, Superman is all right. Yeah. I've got two. I only have two Spawn shirts.
Oh yeah.
So it's like this one, or it's basically like the famous Spawn picture of, you know, where it's like Spider-Man. It's the
Right.
Spider-Man 300 or whatever, where it's like
Yeah.
All right, let's bring on our next co-host here. Hey, Steve.
Hey.
You're still off. You're still off camera.
I am. I'm. The room is getting better, but it's still like if I was on camera, it's still a bit of a mess. So hopefully by next week.
All right. So couple of things. So tomorrow, before we get into Spawn, tomorrow is going to be the next edition of the Space Opera Tournament. So it's going to be Star Crash versus Galaxina. So I mean, Sean, have you seen Galaxina?
I'm partway through it now, but yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, look, I felt bad that you rented it, because I was like, I hope Sean knows that like no one on planet Earth likes that movie except for me. I was like, oh no, because then Steve hadn't seen it and he was thinking, oh, should I rent it? I was like, how about no? I'm like, Sean already rented it. It's too late for him.
Yeah.
If I could save one person, I feel better about myself.
It's their fault, man, for not making it more available. You know.
Yeah.
It's available in French, but I've forgotten all my high school French, so I don't know.
God. Oh,
Cheval is horse, and that's
yes. I know. Puis-je aller à la toilette, s'il vous plaît? I know.
Yeah.
Comment ça va? Ça va bien.
Ça va bien.
Yeah, ça va bien.
Merci, et vous?
Yeah, after you watch Galaxina, ça va mal. Ça va bored.
Yeah. Whatever, bored, yeah. I love that Pee Wee Herman thing. It's like the guy goes bonjour and he goes bonjour. Like you can't even get through that one word.
That's right. So yeah, we're doing that tomorrow, and then next Friday we're gonna do we're doing the People's Choice return. This is like in those reality shows where someone gets kicked off or voted off.
It's the wild card spot,
and then they come back. There's like something where they come back.
Yeah.
So I was about to say that's exactly what it is. Except I didn't want to say this, but you and I, J-Man, usually don't like that.
No, we don't. But the problem is that Enemy Mine was too good. So we had to.
We got rejected out of the.
Listen, no joking around. We accidentally slipped a really good movie in here.
Yeah, I mean, they're all really good movies in my opinion, but I'm trying to pick the cheesier ones, right?
It truly is elevated, so yeah.
Yeah, that one actually is a little bit too good. So yeah, so tomorrow's going to be Star Crash versus Galaxina, and then next week we're going to do the final match, the final qualifying match between Krull and Ice Pirates. That's going to be good.
That's still good. Yeah, no.
That's going to be a good one.
Good, man.
And it's going to be tough. I've got to really think about that one.
Yeah.
All right. So Spawn. So Steve, Sean, you're caught up on Spawn, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Steve, how are you doing on Spawn? Last we talked, you were in like the 320s or something.
I was actually not even at 310 when we last talked.
Oh, I thought you were okay.
Now I finished Spawn's Universe, and I think I did 319.
Okay. And they're on. I have to actually look. Let me look at my release date.
330. I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the release dates here. Well, actually, I can look at my own videos because I've been reviewing them all. I could really just go to let me just go to my Spawn stream and just look at that myself. Hold on a second, and I'll tell you. So Steve, how did you like Spawn Universe? What did you think of that?
It was good. It was good. I mean, I'll be honest with you. The more spawns that were coming out of the woodwork, the more I was like, "Holy crap! What the hell?" Like,
Awesome.
When they showed a mega spawn, I'm like, they can't come out with a crazier spawn than this. And then they did plague spawn, and I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah. Oh, plague spawn is awesome.
Like
he's an awesome character.
And you would think he would immediately be a heel, right? Like he would team up with Omega Spawn, but no. He went out right after Omega Spawn.
Oh yeah. So okay, so that's so you've seen that they've basically 300 or Spawn's Universe. When did he close the dead zones? Was that
it was.
He locked up the dead zones. Was that in Spawn's Universe or was that in Spawn?
I think it's Spawn's Universe, right? That thing is pivotal. Yeah. Like you have to read that to carry on.
Yeah. Because now it's all about getting Spawn to reopen the dead zones.
Correct.
Which I'm like, oh, dead zones,
Jordan.
Stephen King.
Oh, hey, Jordan, how's it going, man?
Yeah, this series is great. Yeah.
We're going to put a link up in the chat. Let's get that going. Hold on. Copy. And I got to, hold on, let me paste that up there. And then let me pin that to the top here so people can see. All right, it's pinned. And actually, I want to do a poll as well. Let me do a poll. What Spawn comics, or which, I guess, what Spawn comic is your, or which Spawn series, maybe, series is your fave? So we're going to do King Spawn. Which one do you like? Have you read, what else have you read, Steve? Sorry?
So I've just read Spawn and Spawn's Universe. I haven't started Disgorged yet or Gunslinger or any of the other ones.
Okay, but I think Gunslinger appeared in
yes.
Universe, not?
Now, Blood, there's something else Blood, forget the last part of it.
All right, so let me just explain. So guys, for people in the chat, well, Jordan, you already know this. Hey, Jordan. Oh, let's see what Jordan goes. Hey, guys, go ahead and just watch.
Jordan.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, Keith David. Oh, man, Keith David. Yeah, he's awesome. So I put a link up in the chat, and I've pinned it. So if somebody wants to come in to talk with us on the stream, you just need a mic. Make sure you turn off your YouTube, though. And you don't have to be on camera, just a mic, and it's just a web browser, so it's very easy. But yeah, so Spawn's Universe, that's where he locked it all off. So yeah, there's a lot of guys in Spawn's Universe, if I remember correctly. There's like,
yep.
And
it goes off in different directions again, right?
Yeah, so really, you can start with Spawn's Universe.
Yeah.
If you're a newbie.
Yeah.
And just go with that, and then just continue on from whatever came out. So this month's issues was actually Scorched 11. Gunslinger 13, Spawn 334, and King Spawn 15. So looks like, I think King Spawn comes right after Spawn's Universe.
Right.
And that's that. So Spawn's Universe. So who do you like out of the, so I mean, Medieval Spawn's in that, right? She Spawn's in that. I
still like She Spawn a lot.
She's awesome, yeah.
I don't know, man. I like the whole thing with Jessica Priest. She's my favorite so far. I like everyone. But I really like I love them all. I love She Spawn the most.
She definitely looks cool. And
yeah.
I had her original toy, which they've retooled the design a bit. I actually like this design better than the original design. I don't remember when She Spawn appeared, but I'm sure I have that issue.
Yeah.
It's all you know. The funny thing is that all of these guys appeared in the first I had the first 50 issues of Spawn, and I know every character except there's a few I don't know. Sorry,
there's a lot that come after.
There's a lot of characters.
Like in the 100s, there's a lot of people too. So,
but the main guys like Cagliostro, She Spawn, Medieval Spawn,
Cygor, Overkill. There's a lot of original guys. That's why I was taken aback by when I first picked up like newer Spawns. I was like, oh my god, I know all these guys from like way back when I was a teenager. This is cool. So yeah.
And the
Redeemer.
designs, Redeemer, yeah.
Yeah.
And the designs are the same, like pretty much. Like it's like, and I can instantaneously tell. And it was funny too because you go back to these characters, you're like, wow, I've got nostalgia for these characters, and it feels like they're new, but they're not new. Like I mean, we're on 334, so you divide that by whatever. Spawn started in 93.
Well,
when did Spawn start? 1992 or 93?
You have nostalgia for them because it's been a long time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been decades, right?
Yeah.
Let's see, Spawn issue 1. When did that debut?
It's almost 30 years for a lot of them. It's 30 years since the beginning of Spawn.
Yeah, 1992.
Yeah.
So holy crap, how old are we in 1992, man? That's like the perfect age.
15.
Wow.
15, 14 around there, yeah.
Yeah. That was the perfect age for us for Image. Like Image Comics really like came in at the you could not time that better for us, at least for
I remember being 14 and buying all this stuff. I mean, I obviously I turned 15, but yeah, it was made for us, right?
Oh, big time.
You wanted to. I love this. I love Pitt. I love Pitt a lot. But the problem was I couldn't follow Pitt because it came out whenever it wanted to come out. So yeah.
Yeah, it looks like. Well, I think Todd and Eric Larson are the only two guys that really went the distance. Todd went the distance. He hasn't drawn and he hasn't drawn them all, but Eric Larson
really actually went the distance. Yeah.
Yeah, but Todd McFarlane is involved in so many projects and so many things, right? Like the toys and there's that.
But he always, even so, like he started McFarlane Toys while doing Spawn, and yet it still came out on time. He found a way,
Yeah, Spawn has been very consistent throughout its entire run. I think. Like I don't think there's ever been any sort of like dips and then now they've got the spin-off Spawn. And they've got 4 books. And you know what I like? I like this 1 a week comic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always looking forward to something. And then by the time, like, let's say, like, I like Gunslinger. Okay, so if I like Gunslinger, by the time I get to Gunslinger again, I've had these other comics to read. So it's like, you're like, oh, Gunslinger's out. And then you're like, oh, yeah, next one's, it's like, I like this. It's like that. It's King Spawn, and it's Scorch, and it's Spawn. And you just keep.
Yeah.
So it's like you've got something to look forward to every week, and you feel like there's like something cool to look forward to. Marvel's release schedule is garbage. Like I was following X-Men, and there'd be like a week where 0 X books come out, and then next week 5 X-Men books come out. I'm like,
yeah, why wouldn't they divvy them up? They used to be good at that. They actually made Spider-Man Unlimited simply to fill in the 5th week here and there whenever there was a 5th week. That was the only reason why that existed. Otherwise, all the other ones were, spectacular and amazing, and Web of and like regular Spider-Man was every week, just like Spawn, right? They were mindful of this back then. So yeah.
I don't know why. Like, it's just funny because right now we're talking about all these comics and everything had come out, and it's like, oh, Marvel, DC, and it just started to get like, I'm a bit tired of this now, and it's like, let's go back to, and Spawn has been reliable, chugging away this whole time, and there hasn't been any controversies. There's like Todd McFarlane's on asshole, like he's cool with everybody. You see him do announcements, and he's pumped. He's pumped for his character. He's like, Spawn. Yeah. He's like, Spawn Batman. Yeah, I can't do the voice.
Yeah, Batman coming out this year.
Yeah. How's it going, Coolish Dan? 334 issues of Spawn. Is 1/2 of the long box. I know. I know. So I only had 1 to 50, and I got rid of. I sold them, but I was able to get back 1 through 32 or something like that. And then I've got 300 and on. Though I missed some in 300, I missed like 5 or 6 in between 300 and 312 or something. I don't know. It's just I couldn't get those, and something I don't know what happened there.
They're really.
But I had King Spawn, Scorched, Gunslinger. I have everything.
Yeah.
Jordan, I'm doing good. You work right now. I'm actually thinking about getting Spawn Compendium collection. Yeah.
The compendiums are awesome, man. They're big as crap, and they're mega full color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the art's obviously sick. I bought. There's a guy at my work who I'm trying to get him into. He's read 0 comics, so I bought him Kraven's Last Hunt, which is like a for surefire must have. And then I bought him Gunslinger Volume 1, which just has the first 6 issues, because I think you can. I gave them. I think I gave them. There was a number one. They did Spawn number one. Not facsimile. I don't know what they call it. Like Image calls it something else. It's like it's a reissue or whatever.
Yeah.
And I bought them. That was like $1. It's like one of those dollar True Believer type of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I gave them that one. You get so Gunslinger just came out, I believe, or not too long ago.
Yeah, I think it did. I saw something like that. I have them, but yeah.
Yeah, so because 1 to 6 is out, so now 13's out, so they're going to do 7 to 13.
The other, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's how they'll do it. Well, you know what though? A lot of people collect trades because first it's on Amazon, easy to get. They're in bookstores. Trades are in bookstores. This is how they market this now, right? They want you to do a story where you can put it together in one package. I remember Grant Morrison was like, he was doing Green Lantern just not too long ago, and he broke it up in season 1, season 2, and they're like, well, we want you to do this so it all collects. He's like, yeah, I'm not doing that. And they're like, he's like, I'm just doing these stories, and they are what they are. And you're like, okay.
Sometimes they'll do one of the 2-issue stories, call it that, and then have other things after.
Sure, yeah. And they just collect the volumes. They collected the volumes anyways. I don't know what.
Jordan, the compendiums are 50 issues each. So I guess, I think there's 4 of them, right? So there's 4 now, so it goes up to 200.
God damn.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can.
I like them because they don't skimp on anything. They're not black and white. They're not. It's the comics collected. Done.
Let's take a look here. Let me get another tab going here. We can take a look at these collected editions.
Savage Dragon had the black and whites. That were they're like the what do you call them? Like what does Marvel call them?
Epics. No. Essentials.
Yeah.
So let's take a look here. So here's this is volume 1, and
I'm in this. Yeah,
it's $70 Canadian.
Okay,
it's pretty good.
But like in American, that's probably like 50.
It's cheaper. Yeah, it's probably $50.
It's 38 cents in the States. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it's super cheap. I've got my poll's already got. Well, we've got 6 votes on the poll. Spawn so far is winning. Second up is Gunslinger. So I mean, these compendiums are pretty awesome. I like this guy. I watched this guy's videos. He's pretty good.
This
is awesome. Check it out.
Yeah.
So this is this is number 4. So how do we know what this one's 79?
4 would be 150 or 151 to 200 or whatever.
Open a new tab.
Yeah.
Whoa, it's 151 to 200.
Yeah, it's 50 issues each. Yeah.
Wow, Jordan, man, that's crazy.
I was thinking, even though I have a lot of these, I was thinking of just getting these just to put on my shelf or something,
just
right?
To have them or whatever.
They look cool, and I mean, they're a quick reference. If you don't want to crack open the original ones, just go.
Yeah, I can digital if I need to.
Yeah, I know, but I like the physical, man. I like the.
Well, no, so I don't break out the comics, right? Like I'll just.
Yeah.
Because I just bought a bunch of you weren't there you weren't with me on this one. I bought the Legion of Superheroes Superboy comics.
Yeah.
And it's like I didn't want to I don't really want to crack them open because they're old, right? So the compendiums are $60 in the States. I mean, $60 for 50 issues, that's awesome.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I'm paying Spawn is $2.99 American, which is the cheapest comic out there, and it's the best value. Because the covers are always those like cardstocky covers, and the pages are nice, and the art's very vibrant, and you're like, okay, I'm paying $2.99, and then I bought Action Comics, and I mean that's like almost double the price. I would say Action Comics is double the price of Spawn, or close to double. It's like $4.99 or something, which is $2.99, and I mean it's boring. I'm buying it because it's Superman. That's the only reason I'm buying it.
Which one? The Action?
Yeah. No, I'm not buying that.
Yeah, I got it today. The cover looks cool.
I know, and then the interior art sucks.
Is that Metallo in it, just sitting
Yes.
around on a desk or something? I
Yeah,
was like,
that's
Metallo looks cool, but he's sitting at a desk for the whole thing. Like, I have to read this to see what's happening. But
No,
like,
That's
he was sitting
ridiculous.
there last issue. He was sitting
What?
there last issue, buddy.
so why is he sitting?
He's been sitting there
Get
for a
off!
long time.
Get
I
your
know.
ass up and
But
fight someone.
maybe you should get one of those standing desks. Then at least he can stand.
Yeah, right. Like, dude, you're reading Spawn, and it's like all fighting or a lot of fighting.
Yeah. Well, it's the way he
That's
understands
true.
what a comic is. It's a visual medium, right?
Oh yeah, Todd McFarlane gets it. So Coolish Dan. So Steve, I forgot you can't see comments, man. Sorry, I forgot you can't see it. I'm surprised. So nice covers, they didn't raise the price. So it's like, the covers of Spawn are crazy. But like,
Yeah.
the stuff inside. Yeah, Metallo is sitting. No, he's sitting at a chair and a table, not at a desk.
What's happening?
No, he's sitting there. He's been sitting there since last issue. I'm like, the first thing I did is when I got home was I turned the first page open of Action Comics. I'm like, the guy's still sitting here. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read this later.
Yeah.
And I read, and I get my comics on Tuesday, no matter what company they're from. So I read Creepshow. Well, the first thing I read was Gunslinger because like that's like a hot ticket. Like Scorched. As soon as I get Scorched, I read that immediately. And then I read Vanish, and then I read Creepshow. And then I'm like, and I still have not read Action Comics, and it's now been, what's today? What is today? Thursday? So I had these on Tuesday, mind you. So I had them Tuesday, and I have not read Action Comics, and I'm not going to. I'm like, I'll get to it. I'm reading Fellowship of the Ring right now. I'm like, let me read a chapter of this. And then you know what? And then you know what else I read today? I read Wolverine number 154. It was Todd McFarlane's art where he did the interior as well, and it was him versus Deadpool.
Yeah.
I read that. It's like, oh, Action Comics on. Then I read Do a Power Bomb, which is another Image comic. Number 1. I'm catching up on that. And then I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? Then I start to look at what did I look at after that? I read like 5 or 6 comics. Oh, I read a Legion of Superheroes, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, I'm still haven't read Action Comics because it's boring. Like, I just can't get to it. I'd rather almost do anything else. It's like, let me just read something else. And I'll even go to stuff I've read already. Like I opened up, because I got that guy Craven's Last Hunt. I'm like, let me look at some of this again. I'm like, really? Like I'm reading Craven's Last Hunt again versus like the new Action comic. I can't do it.
Right.
So.
Oh man, how the mighty have fallen.
I think he fights Orion and stuff in it. No, I just leafed through it. I didn't read it.
No, I didn't read. I told you I opened the first page and Metallo was sitting down. I'm like, I'm done. maybe something awesome happened on page 2, but I wouldn't know. Let's take a look at.
There's a backup story with Supergirl. That's what threw me off. I was like,
yeah, I saw that.
One story at a time, please.
Yeah, I don't like these backup stories. So this is Scorched. Sorry, what's Scorched? We're on Scorched 11. So Scorched 11 just came out.
I forgot to upload my video about my new comics, so I'm doing it now.
Wow.
Don't tell me you wasted money on more Marvel and DC. I know you did.
Well, yeah. Well,
I wasted money too, but I feel I because I feel obligated. Like I don't know. I don't know.
Amazing Spider-Man is good.
I got
so
that
far, you know.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't buy any Batman anything. Right. He has enough success, man. It's like screw you.
John is tired of Batman's success. You guys have heard it here.
Oh, here, message to Batman.
Screw all of you.
I hope Arkham's not watching because he just probably.
Oh no, Arkham would have a heart attack if you knew. No, we're fine. We love
Creepshow, Vanish, Star Trek. I bought the first issue, man. Whatever.
Yep.
Scorched. I mean.
Scorched. Yeah.
There's not a lot of Marvel and DC here. It's Superman, Spider-Man, and Ultraman, which I don't think counts, but it's still Marvel. So.
Yeah. That's is that the secret origin of Ultraman or Ultra 7 or what was it?
The mystery of the Yeah,
I get them all.
It's a 5-issue series, so yeah.
I already put my comics away. I got Vanish, Creepshow,
Creepshow.
Got Vanish, Creepshow, Scorched, Action, New Mutants. Got a couple of. I also got this little Craven statue that I didn't have, which was pretty cool. Yeah. So this is She Spawn wasn't. Well, this issue of Scorched was just basically medieval Spawn fighting. What's his name?
She wasn't even in this.
Yeah, she wasn't in
like
this.
that's the cover I have too. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I like the cover. This would have been a poster. I put in when I did my review. I said this would have been an awesome poster to have.
Mm-hmm.
But I got this cover for Scorch #1. I got a few different #1 covers.
Yeah.
I checked it. Yeah, like this is awesome.
Yeah.
I like how you did this is like the old kind of
the X-Men
old style. What was the other Scorched one? They had some good covers for Scorched one. Yeah, I got this cover. Sorry, I thought it was opening up eBay. I got this one. I have this one, and then I have this one. I bought 2 covers for Scorched one.
Nice.
This one is my Spawn Universe cover.
Yep.
Which was perfect because it's like everybody on there all jumping and going together. I thought that was really neat. All right, so Gunslinger, it was Gunslinger, 13 this week?
13 was it?
Or this month. We're talking about anything this month, so yeah, that was this cover. Yeah, this is the one I got. I sent a letter. I sent a letter to Gunslinger, so let's see if they publish it.
What did you say?
I said it's trash. No. I said no. I said I think Gunslinger is the best new character since Spawn in 1992. I was just like, yeah, I don't know, like Gunslinger, like he's just so awesome to me. I look at this cover. This is wicked.
It's probably my favorite right now of the Spawn comics.
It's like a 90s comic.
If I and it really, I mean, it's more coherent, but like it's I don't know, it's more badass too, I find.
It's super badass.
Because it's not so much him fighting other superpowered guys, it's him just going around being cool. And I don't know, it just seems better.
I love this cover. Number 4.
He has a juiced Violator.
Yeah. Did you see the figure for that new Violator? He's super thick.
Yeah, you keep showing it, yeah.
It's awesome.
That's crazy, man.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about the problem is if you start getting the figures, that's a rabbit hole.
Yeah,
and you're just
yeah,
like because the problem. My wife will be like, oh, they look really cool. I was like I'll show her one. She's like, wow, that looks amazing. You should get that. And I'm like, the problem is that they all like. And I'm like, here's this one. She's like, oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. I'm like, right. They're $40 a piece. It's like, oh.
It's so funny because whenever I see criticisms of McFarlane toys, it's the DC stuff. I never see anyone criticize the Spawn stuff. When it's like, oh, you know, the DC stuff falls apart, and they have big lips between like the edges of their torsos and stuff. You know, they just look ugly. And the Spawn ones never look like that. He puts all his heart and soul into these. It's like
Redeemer,
so he might have DC, but he didn't give a shit, man.
There's actually this is the one I have. No, that's a lie. I don't have that one. No. I have the Gatling gun one.
Yeah.
So it's the same. It's actually I have these two right here. I have this She Spawn and I have this Gunslinger. Those are the two I have.
God,
and I have.
I was already just collecting the Supermans that he makes, but like I don't know. You're right. There's so many characters that you are going down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, like, have you seen Raven?
Freaking like Redeemer, like good God.
You know? I got the Raven Spawn figure. This guy's crazy. I was gonna open up a new tab. Let me go like here.
God damn.
Like, holy shit. Like,
all his effort goes into the Spawn figures. DC, man.
Look at this crazy shit. Like, you're like, oh my God.
Just keep it right in the package.
This is at my Toys R Us right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
But it's made for, like, I can see a kid looking by and never knew what Spawn was. Like, what's this? That's cool. It's like, Dad, can I have that? It's like, oh, sure, man. Yeah, and then they get into Spawn. I think that's the whole point. That looks cool. I like the line work on the face.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, our good buddy Art. What was the other one that I just saw that was really cool?
Yeah.
Has J-Man been watching Terrifier? I'm just
Yeah, I've been
wondering.
watching Terrifier. Leave me alone.
Terrifier, poo.
I didn't throw up or have to leave the theater or whatever. Or I wouldn't have had to have left the theater if I saw it. I was laughing. I would have been kicked. They would have been like, this guy.
They should do the TV spot, the same TV spot they did for
Paranormal Activity.
Inactivity, paranormal.
Inactivity.
Do for Terrifier 2, where it's like they cut back with the infrared thing. Is like the people are like, like throwing up on each other and stuff.
The first,
you should totally shoot that as a joke. Like,
no, well, Terrifier 2 continues from the millisecond of part 1. Like, it's like, oh, and there's no explanation. It just continues on. You're like,
good.
Did people see part 1? Oh,
that's what people. Yeah, no, that's what they used to do, man.
I was gonna say, what was the other? I saw there's some Spawn figures coming out that Todd revealed. Maybe like 2023.
Right,
yeah, like, look at
Spawn
that.
Figures. Yep.
Monolith, man.
Who's that? That's
Monolith,
awesome.
that big one.
Okay. Yeah.
And Medieval Spawn, that's the damn best.
Medieval Spawn looks awesome there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That was one of the first figures I remember.
Yes, yeah.
God.
And they're doing smaller versions.
But these look more colorful.
I mean, I'm gonna get the small ones because then I can at least put them somewhere.
What are they? How tall are they?
3 3/4, I think.
Are they? 3?
Yeah.
No. That seems too small. So maybe 4-inch. Like maybe they're superpower sized. If they're 3 3/4 inch, my God, I will buy them.
I'll have to.
I'm a sucker for 3 3/4 inch, man.
I know.
I know it sounds bad, but
they go 3 inch. Ron, look where my mouse is.
Yeah. Oh wow. Holy crap.
Yeah, so this is revealed at maybe New York Comic Con, I guess.
So how articulated are they?
Oh, you get 2 with the comic.
Oh, okay. That's wicked, man.
Cool, man.
Oh my God. And they're not going to be cheap shit either.
No,
I think Sean is sold.
Yeah, so
because the page punchers they made have bad paint apps and stuff. They look bad and cheap. I bought them. And I'm talking about the small ones, not the big ones.
Sorry, what did you say, Sean?
The page punchers.
What's that?
It's the smaller figures of DC characters with comics. Here. Yeah, I have them around, man.
Like this?
You Sean? You went to get stuff?
Yeah, you went to get stuff.
I'm in the basement, but yeah.
Is that one of them?
Now they made bigger ones. I think that's one of the bigger ones.
Yeah, that looks bigger. Oh, here you go. Here's a small one.
Yeah, I have Batman F Superman.
I haven't even seen this.
If you were to look at they I think I got them on Amazon because they're not around here much. The Superman one, they're colorful, but the thing is that they're kind of cheapy looking.
Oh, this looks terrible.
Right, that's the smaller. It looks like a Happy Meal toy, basically.
Yeah.
And you get a figure. Now what's cool about these is you can unlatch them and relatch them. So like it's pretty cool that way. Like you're not destroying a packaging or anything.
I see.
But so you can display them with the comic, I think is the point. I've seen the bigger ones. So there's bigger ones that come with the comic. It's like regular sized 6-inch or whatever. That come with the comic. I might get the Superman of that. But what I'm saying is those small figures, they're not 3 3/4 inch. They're smaller than that. They're cheap and shitty. So hopefully the Spawn ones. I mean, it's Spawn, so he's not going to put the crap work on them. You know.
Right.
Yeah, there's a Black Adam. I think they had to throw that in.
Of course.
Don't put Wonder Woman or anything in there. You know.
Yeah, really. So this guy's Monolith is going to be.
They're more colorful than usual. Like they're not going for that painterly, like
super
shadowed look. Yeah.
Yeah, so these are the small ones. So it's the two of them with the comics. You get Spawn and Redeemer. That's or anti-Spawn as they called them back then.
Yeah, they fight, so that's cool.
No, yeah, and then Gunslinger and Augur.
Oh yeah, they fight.
So that's gonna be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And I remember when Anti-Spawn came out, I was like, "This is the greatest thing ever!" Like that.
Yeah,
When I saw this page, I must have done like. Hey, Skeptic, what's going on, man?
Hey, Skeptic.
Skeptic.
I was like all over this. So we got 7 votes now, and Spawn is 71%. Gunslinger is 30 or whatever, 29. Yeah, I mean, when I saw this, I was like, holy crap, this guy's the greatest thing ever. And then, oh, look, there's always somebody who does like these, like, you know, cutesy versions or whatever. But yeah, I just thought he looked cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Tom McFarlane keeps saying it. I don't know. People are like, maybe, who knows?
I kind of don't care. It's gonna come and go.
It's at the point where, if they made one and it was disappointing, we would never see another Spawn movie attempt ever again. Probably.
Yeah, like the last one.
So Jordan is saying, after watching the animated Spawn series, he wants to go to GameStop and get some of the toys for sure.
I mean, the problem with the Spawn movie, I guess, is like the thing you could say about it though is it was a '90s movie, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So like you could say, well, they weren't getting their bearing, but like now that we're sort of in the quote unquote age of comic book movies, not that they're all very good.
Yeah.
It would be a lot less forgivable, right? Plus, how many people remember there was a Spawn movie that came out?
Every time I hear about the approach to the Spawn movie, like the new one, it always sounds like they're chasing trends. It doesn't sound like they want to make a Spawn movie. It's like they're gonna make one where it's mostly Sam and Twitch, and they're going on, and so it was gonna mimic all of the crime shows at the time.
Right.
And now it's gonna be like a low budget thing, and it's more moody and stuff. It's like, but this is Spawn. Like, how do you make a low budget Spawn? The guy has a symbiote freaking suit. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Just make a Spawn movie. Spawn, and you might have to start over again, but just do it and just have someone else he fights, Violator, but like someone else other than Violator. The problem too is we've seen it all in either movie, and they did a pretty good job of realizing those things for live action, right?
Right.
So
like Violator did look pretty good. Yeah, like it looked
like Mel Bolgia's in that.
Yeah, I remember Ebert, oddly enough, gave it a thumbs up.
He gave it 4 stars out of 4.
It's like he's just like, you know what? They're trying to show you things that you've never seen before.
Yeah.
And it's like we've never seen.
Yeah, Cisco's like, you're crazy. What are you
talking about? What are you talking about? But then Cisco liked Mortal Kombat. And I remember when Ebert's like, so Ebert loved Spawn. I was like, yeah, Ebert's the best. And then he's like, oh, I hate Mortal Kombat. And then Cisco loved Mortal Kombat and hated Spawn. I was like, damn it. So,
they couldn't get together, man.
Come on. I think Mortal Kombat's a better movie, obviously, than Spawn. But I think Spawn, and I'm Melinda Clark in it, so that's makes it better. But I wish if they do a new Spawn movie or when, whatever, they need to start from scratch.
Yeah.
And because people aren't going to remember that. They don't care too much about that other movie.
No.
And just do it from scratch. And, they'll have to just put some money into it and do something. We'll do a lot of cool visuals.
Yeah, the problem too is Spawn is nothing like he was back then. If you want to do an origin thing, it's like when I was a kid and I was like, Spawn movie's coming out. Like I thought, yeah, he's homeless with the other guys, and show the tragedy of that. I remember in the comics one time, a cop car speeds through an alley and runs over one of them and just doesn't stop. And they're all mourning that guy's loss, and it's like no one cares about us down here. And it's like that to me was Spawn. That's not Spawn anymore. No. They've gone like 330 plus issues. It's gone a long way since then. So it's the same as Savage Dragon. If you want to make a Savage Dragon movie, you do know that the Savage Dragon in the comics now is not the Savage Dragon you remember from issue 1. It's his son.
Right?
Yeah, it's like, so what are you gonna do, right?
This is
Yeah,
not
because
your mom's Savage Dragon.
Yeah. It literally is not your mom's Savage Dragon.
I think, yeah, because like, I mean, Spawn now, it's so deep into this war,
Yeah.
right? Where
Yeah.
it's like, now he's got facts. Like, are you going to have Gunslinger in this movie? Like, what are you going to do? Like, it's like medieval Spawn has become so important, like passing it on to that Marc guy and all that. And like,
right.
I mean, there's just, and then she Spawn has got her powers again. Like, and Spawn himself, like Al has placed all those little symbiote thingies in different people to activate them when I don't even think we've seen all those guys yet.
Yeah.
Nope.
So I don't, what would the Spawn movie be now? Like
it's funny because, yeah, they're on 330 something now. When we were kids, Spider-Man was around there. And if you were to trace it back, there was evolution, but it was still the same character. You could still say, if I were to make a Spider-Man movie today, it would be, he becomes Spider-Man. He wants to be famous. The burglar, that still fit what you were reading in the 300s. Spawn's origins don't really fit what you're reading now. There's a sort of it's evolved, right?
Yeah.
And the Marvel and DC characters kind of like don't. It's like you could make an origin on all those guys and it fits what you're seeing now, except for X-Men. But but Spawn and Savage Dragon, they really, I mean, because they're very auteurist visions too. They're not controlled by a corporation that's like, keep the brand this, They just want to do their own thing, and that's admirable and awesome. It's not really it doesn't really fit the cookie cutter mentality of branding them for the masses, like a movie would, which is interesting to think about.
What could you do? Like, you'd have to show the origin, but then it's like the entire thing would be different. So maybe it's like he gets created and then he's smack dab in the war, like the war's already been going on, and maybe the end of the movie,
there's a hidden world of Spawns, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, like
under your nose.
The end of the movie, he could lock the dead zones.
Yeah.
That would be the end of the first movie.
Yeah.
And then it's like all these people, like, you'd have to introduce them all. Like, I don't know what you can do for a new movie to have Spawn be current now.
Yeah.
But would you have Omega Spawn as the main villain? Would you have Violator? Like, who would you do?
You would have to set up like Cagliostro and Violator and all that as a base, because they come back over and over. Yeah.
Well, don't spoil it for Steve, because I don't think he's not there yet.
Oh yeah, well that could be part 2.
That'd be part 2.
Yeah.
Transformers. Oh, I love Transformers. The only last thing I watched was the Netflix one. What was it called? Earthshock or Earth War or something?
Earthrise
or whatever it was. Is that what it was called? I bought the art book for that. I actually have the art book for that. It's really nice.
Transformers is awesome, but like I lost track because I used to own everything Transformers. Now it's impossible to do because there's stuff that never came out here. So yeah, but like I've always loved Transformers. It's just that the lore is all over the place now, and the movies are now what people think of.
Yeah,
Transformers, and I hate those movies. So.
Yeah, like those movies really, really like, really, what's it called? Kind of like shat on everything, and then now it's become so mainstream that you're like, the comics were pretty good.
Yeah.
But I think for a Spawn movie, you'd have to have Clown, Violator, Cagliostro, and then all of that stuff can happen. Maybe at the end of part 1, Spawn thinks maybe you do his origin.
Yeah,
he gets turned into Spawn or whatever. Keep Wanda and all them alive,
and
then he's being trained by Cagliostro. And then for him to defeat, maybe he defeats Malbolgia right there, and then locks the dead zones and thinks, "Oh, that's it. I've stopped everything." And then the stinger at the end is, there's like, medieval Spawn walks in and it's like, what's going on here? You're like, why am I here? It's like, oh my god! And then that would be your post credits. Like you thought, like him locking the dead zones. You thought that ended the movie, but in fact, that creates something else. And part 2 would be finding She-Spawn and all those other guys.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, what else could you do to keep it modern? Like nobody's going to go back and read 300 issues now and try to catch up what this is.
Yeah.
Because Spawn doesn't restart really. Like it kind of like it doesn't restart from scratch, like how Spider-Man just restarts from number 1 again.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There is only Spawn number 1.
Well, because they're not stupid, right? Like Todd McFarlane would never do that to his and there is a badge of honor to. I mean, he touted the 300, right? You know, right. 300 the issue because as an indie, that's a big thing, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's like the record-breaking. Whenever I read that, like for a while, it said like the record-breaking comic. It's like, the record-breaking comic. Like I read it in the Todd McFarlane voice.
Bud, I can't do it, man. Rob Liefeld always does the voice.
Yeah.
He,
let the Bronco buck.
Like Rob Liefeld doing Todd McFarlane's voice is funny. He really exaggerates the crap out of that.
I saw an interview with them. It's like 2018 or 19 or something like that, where it's the two of them at San Diego Comic-Con or something like that. And Todd McFarlane has no beef with Rob Liefeld. And vice versa. It's like because Rob Liefeld always like makes fun of him and stuff, but like they're cool with each other. And he's like, this guy does the best Todd McFarlane impression, and Rob's like, yeah, I do, you know, and he does it. And then Todd McFarlane's like, Rob Liefeld remembers everything. And it's like he has a memory like an elephant. Like I don't remember anything about those days. It's like he remembers everything.
And he'll go through. He's like, we were at this restaurant, and then you said Spawn was going to be better than Spider-Man. Like what? Like when? I remember.
Yeah, that happened. You always call me little buddy.
Little buddy. Yeah. Let the Bronco buck is my favorite.
Yeah, let the Bronco buck.
Like,
yeah,
that's let the Bronco buck. That's the best, man. It's like. It's so random. Yeah, no, that's good. But yeah, Spawn 300. I like this. This is the famous Spider-Man cover.
The Spider-Man cover, yeah.
So this is my shirt. I've got a shirt of this, but not with the 300 on it.
I love the Marvel corner box too.
Yeah, I like that. There you go. So there's Spider-Man 300.
Try little buddy. Yeah, little buddy. Yeah, little buddy.
Oh my god. All right. So what else? What about King Spawn? We haven't talked about King Spawn.
Look at my notes.
King Spawn is on. Yeah, King Spawn's on number. King Spawn and Spawn get confusing.
Yeah.
So it's King Spawn. Hold on, King Spawn.
Oh yeah, this is the one where yeah, they're all fighting each other on that chessboard, and then some 137 loyalists bomb the city, and so Redeemer and I guess Evil Spawn, I like go around and destroy all those guys. It's weird because it's like, are they really bad? Like, who are those guys? Like they're going around like it's street to street, just like frying people, and it's like, fine, I guess so.
Yeah, it's like, so which I don't remember which cover.
And Spawn disappears. If I had to rank the 4 issues for October, I would say this is the bottom.
Yeah, they're doing the chess thing. Yeah, that's probably I guess that would be the bottom. But it's still cool though. Like I still thought it was pretty good. Spawn is what?
Well, you know what? Maybe Spawn. I have some.
What happened in Spawn again?
Spawn was he gets beat down by all those guys. Like they tie him up, and then and meanwhile Sin takes Omega Island. Nothing much happens there. And then at the end, Nyx returns with the necroplasmic armor from Mammon.
Right.
And from God, like one of the 100s issues or something. I can't remember. But yeah, not much happens there either. It's just guys unloading their beefs on each other. That sounds bad, but like but them but them just like I have a bone to pick with you. It's like, okay, now that we've come to a conclusion, let's move on, kind of thing. It's okay. It's all right. There's a fight. Spawn loses because everyone turns on him, like Cygor, everybody. So yeah.
Well, I mean, did he lose, or like he's kind of down? But I mean, I don't know. You can't tell what's going on with Al. That's the problem. Like, was this all like does he know? Like, he knew about this, I would think, or do you think he just didn't know at all and he got caught?
Yeah.
Like caught off guard, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I mean, at least there's battles going on. Like, you got to think, I'm going through, except for the latest X-Force, which I really liked because Kraven came on the island and started killing all these mutants. I was like, thank God. I was like, man, if Kraven kills everyone on this island, I will be so happy. Because Kraven is not my number one Spider-Man villain, but he's got a chance. We're going to find out this month. If he kills the X-Men, he's moving up. I'm going to take Vulture down and put Kraven to the top. Yeah, he was cool. Overkill. Yeah, it's like, overt kill.
Overkill, yeah.
Overkill.
It should have been overkill, but yeah.
Overt kills.
J-Man sounds like I did when Hulk came back and he beat the hell out of everyone in Marvel for Civil War.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Writers basically admitting they made a mistake and punishing the comic book characters for it instead of themselves.
All right, we got 8 votes, and Spawn is now at 75%.
So that's 6 out of 8.
Yeah.
So 6 votes for Spawn and 2 for
Gunslinger. I mean, I like Gunslinger because I'm just so pumped for it because it feels like an old school 90s comic. That's why.
Yeah.
His design is awesome, and Western characters are always cool because they're no nonsense. There's none of this political BS. It's just like, I'm here to survive. I have my gun. Up yours.
And I like too that, I don't know where they show this, where like he's like loading the bullets with like his like Spawn energy or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Like, that's wicked.
Well, it's not a surprise too because Jonah Hex was your favorite character for the longest time.
Jonah Hex, man, he's still awesome.
Yeah.
So that was 334, right? Spawn 334.
4, yeah.
334. Let me take a look at this one again. Yes, this is the cover I got. Yeah, I mean, what happened in this one again?
He gets beat down by a bunch of those guys.
Marc and all those guys. Right?
Yeah.
It was
Sin
Marc,
takes
Yeah, Sin. No, but Marc. It's like what's the guy's name? Haunt, right? It's
Haunt,
like
but he's not Haunt anymore.
What's he called now?
No, he's just himself now.
He's just himself. Yeah. But no, Haunt is still around. Oh no! You're right. No, he's poisoned or something, isn't he? Well, I'm so confused on what Haunt Spawn. Let me look. I thought he was poisoned or whatever. Yeah, he was poisoned. And remember, he's like, "Oh, I can. You can cure me." And he's like, "I don't care."
Yeah.
I don't care about curing you. That was dry.
Yeah.
Like Al was just like, "I don't care." So, but look at this guy's. This is a pretty cool figure too.
That's cool, man. That's an official one. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What the hell, man?
Yeah, look at that.
I like the packaging now too with that.
I do like this packaging better too. You know, I don't. Yeah. I know we're not a toy channel, but I know I really do not like. I don't like the not seeing the figure.
Oh yeah.
Whatever. I don't know who's doing that. Hasbro? No.
It's a Hasbro thing. Yeah.
I don't like it.
No.
I don't like it at all because you can't tell if the paint job's any good. That's irritating.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. I don't know. It's like, and then I want to see it. Like sometimes I do keep. I have. Well, my other 2 Spawn toys are in the packaging only because I don't want to open them because then I gotta dust them. Like, you know what? Maybe just leave them in the packaging because it does look cool. I've got enough space to leave them in the packaging.
Yeah.
But yeah, King Spawn. So let's see, look at King Spawn again. That King Spawn is interesting. There's that boy in there.
Yeah.
Do we know who that boy is going to be or what?
Isn't he telebonded to can't remember who it was. Or am I thinking of another Spawn comic?
Well, King Spawn started off awesome with that cult, that solemn.
Yeah, some 137. Yeah, 137. So they're the ones that are bombing the city in this one.
Yeah. So their whole thing is like you have to kill the children or something, or what was it?
The whole business with the chess pieces is awesome too. With Clown. Yeah. I love the way he's drawn in this. It's great. It's classic stuff. And it reminds me of that Defenders issue where they're all chess pieces. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah. And it just reminded me of that. I don't know.
See if I can find that. Defenders, Marvel.
They'll show you defense things for chess.
Yeah.
This one?
Maybe it's that one. And there's some text pages for that as well. Like I read a bunch of these just reading them, and just so I don't know when the hell it was.
Most of my Defenders reading was done through the Essentials.
The Essentials, right? Yeah. Me too. Yeah.
Did I give you one of those because I bought an extra one by accident?
Yeah, I have it upstairs. Yeah.
Yeah, I bought two by accident, and then I was like, I had one in the car, and then I was at home like, wait a minute, I have one here. I'm like, do I have two? I'm like, oh my god, I literally have two. I'm like, I was like, okay. So I just gave you. Like, why do I have two of those? But they're really neat, though. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, I guess we've gone through all of the issues. Like, I know Tom McFarlane was talking about the guy. So it's the guy who did the Joker. He's got for Spawn for the movie. He's got the guy who worked on Joker. He's got who else does he have?
Who directed Joker?
Spawn. I think the writer of Joker.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way in hell he got the director of Joker to work on Spawn.
Let me just check. I know Joker's in there.
God.
Let's see.
Jamie Foxx.
Yeah. Here you go. Huh? So Blumhouse is on board with Scott Silver.
Oh God, someone from Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Falcon and Winter Soldier, like, let's see, what did Scott Silver do? Joker. He wrote Joker with Todd Phillips, right?
And Jeremy Renner. Who would Renner be?
Had previously been attached, so we don't know. And then Malcolm, so what did he do? Let's see what this guy did.
Malcolm Mixon has no credits.
There's a lot of that going around.
Apparently.
God.
So he was the writer and executive producer of Falcon Winter Soldier, Bel Air, Empire. That's it.
Is this still from Blumhouse or no? Because it's still Blumhouse?
It's still Blumhouse.
This is not going to happen.
No.
There was already going to be a Spawn movie like that was going to be directed by Tom McFarlane, and then the pandemic happened, and then we didn't hear about it, but it was going to shoot. Like it was going to, I guess they had a script and everything. And then it didn't happen. It's like, this isn't happening, man. Tom McFarlane is many things, but when it comes to working with people in Hollywood, and if you want to give him more creative control like that, you're just asking for trouble, you know. No offense to the man, but it's like, I mean, 30 years doesn't lie, right?
Right.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we got to see what's going on. Like, I mean, he announced this. It doesn't mean it's for sure.
Yeah.
And the problem we're in is that we need, like, everyone feels they need to have a movie for it to be successful. That's the thing, because comics on their own are not. He's got successful comics, toys. Spawn is a character in video games. So the only thing that, and there's been an animated thing. What they could do, they should just do animation.
Do animation, but do a TV series, perhaps,
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, why don't they take it? Yeah, that might be better.
Spawn, I'd have to see like what the Spawn franchise, how much it grosses. I think it's just a nice, good business that's always been successful. Like they've expanded with Gunslinger and Kingspawn and Scorched recently. 30 years later, they've expanded and that's successful. The toys have always been successful to the point where he's doing the DC figures.
Right.
I don't know if you need a movie. Like I get that movies are the best way to make it mainstream, but then again, do you want that? There's a time 20 years ago when I would say, yeah, mainstream all of it, man, awesome. Well, now that we have that world, because we never knew what it would be like.
Right.
Now that we have that, I'm kind of okay with not having it anymore. I don't know. It's like if making Spider-Man mainstream means that now he's in a stupid suit and he's got all these stupid scenarios like the MCU version where there's no Uncle Ben, then maybe I don't want Spider-Man to be mainstream. Right. It's that kind of thing, right? So it's like, do you really want a mainstream Spawn? Really? You're not going to get this creative freedom that you're seeing now with the comics, probably,
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. If you like all of this, it's like, oh, it's cool that they have all these different comics. We get different kinds of Spawn. We have Gunslinger Spawn. Cool. I don't know if you get that. Let's say they make like 3 successful Spawn movies that gross $800 million to $1 billion. I don't think you get any of this anymore.
Right.
Yeah, you got to be careful. If it becomes too successful, then you're gonna get your garbage, like your garbage MCU stuff where we're at now.
Right, and then what you get, and what we're seeing now that we've always been complaining about, and now it's more prevalent with stuff like She-Hulk and everything, is that you get activists and you get other people that want to imprint their own vision, don't care what the original thing was, and you get a weird Spawn that's off-brand, and that's popular, and more people get into Spawn that way, but it's not really Spawn. You get all this crap. And you're called, like deviant or whatnot for even liking the original thing. Yeah. So maybe I don't want that,
Yeah, like it used to be we got to get a live action.
It's like, now it's I'm ridiculed by the people who make Star Wars for being a Star Wars fan every time they open their mouth online. And honestly, I do feel kind of affected by that, right?
Of course.
It's like, I love Star Wars. Don't tell me why I love it. I love it. I know why, and it's like, and we're getting that for everything. It's like, do you want that for Spawn? That's the question you have to ask now.
That's probably a good idea, Coolish Dan. But like, Coolish Dan is saying he kind of stopped watching after the ending. But yeah, I think the thing is like, see, Spawn is in a good spot right now. We have 4 ongoing titles. They're all really good.
Yeah.
Marvel and DC are in shambles. They don't know if in comics for sure. In movies, we don't know. Maybe this new guy will come in and fix it up or whatever. Our resident troll Marcus was letting us know about Man of Steel 2. How I said there wasn't going to be a Man of Steel 2, and it's like, that's not what I said. Because we just said, where is Man of Steel 2?
we still don't know if there's going to be a Man of Steel 2.
And it won't be the one that Marcus wants.
They keep making mouth noises about making him more hopeful and stuff.
Yeah,
it's like,
it's not going to be the Zack Snyder's Man of Steel.
He's not going to be all grumpy and like, I don't understand myself. Right. I'm 30. Like,
right.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I put Marcus in mute because he was irritating me. That's why I was off for a bit. When he behaves himself, I'll unmute him.
Do you think he will?
No, he won't. So, anyways, so Marcus, you got me to mute you for once. That's because this isn't a Superman stream. This is a Spawn stream, so we're trying to stay kind of on topic. Anywho, but Spawn's in a good spot. Like, it's got good toys. Yeah. The toys are pretty good. The comics are all really good. You don't want it to get too. I mean, you want it to do well to stay. But if it becomes so mainstream that all of a sudden you're going to have people telling me, oh, you're not a Spawn fan because you didn't like this garbage version that we just gave you.
Yeah.
The thing is that it's Todd's baby, so I don't think Todd would allow it to become garbage. Like all of the creators of all of this Marvel stuff, they're dead. Like nobody cares about Jack Kirby's feelings or his family or his legacy. They don't care about Jack Kirby. They don't care about Stan Lee, right?
Nope.
They don't care about Steve Ditko. They don't care about any of these people, right? I name them all. Whoever else, right? There's a million of them.
Right.
And they don't even care about you guys. Like
Nope.
we're talking even like what I mean, Venom is up for debate. Who created Venom? Who knows? There's like 17 names attached to it. But they don't even care about those guys, right?
Yeah.
Because Venom sucks in his own movies. So I don't know. Like unless Todd McFarlane is there to literally micromanage, and the problem is if he's micromanaging everything, he's not going to get anything done.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's the filmmakers really would make like push Spawn to their own agenda. That'd be one thing, right? For sure. Like you would definitely have, and it'd be weird with Spawn because Spawn is mostly like almost not mostly. He's unpolitical. Like politics never enter into any of the comics I read for Spawn.
No, but also he's black, so I don't know what their problem would be. You know.
Well, their problem is everything with everyone. Like
yeah,
the problem isn't that they're angry at this demographic or this demographic or this. They're just angry at everyone. They're just angry, unreasonably angry. Everything, you can't please them, so don't try. I've always said the problem with the internet is, you remember when we were growing up in the 80s and there was that crazy guy on the corner ranting and raving at the end is nigh and everything. Well, now he's doing it in a chat room or something on the internet. Now he's doing it now he has a blog.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, chat rooms and blogs, Steve. That's old now. Now the new thing is, I don't know, like those Twitter.
Okay, he's got a Reddit thread, right? Like whatever the equivalent is.
I don't know what the equivalent is. I saw some Twitter thing come up where they're in some Twitter chat room thing. I'm like, oh, what is this? It's
Reddit and 4chan's kind of old too, I guess.
Well,
I don't know what that is.
he's got a chat, he's got a Reddit thread, whatever the hell. It's going to change in 10 minutes anyway, so who cares?
Right.
Yeah.
But like he's got that now. And you used to just walk past him and ignore him, but now those people are just infesting the boards and everything because they got nothing better to do with their time, and they're just driving you nuts because, like, what the hell? Yeah, exactly, Dan. It's cool to be outraged these days.
Yeah.
It's cool to just be mad at everything unreasonably. With unreasonably. What are you angry about? I'm angry at everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you can't fix that.
Yeah, and even if you actually have a legit reason to not like something, and it's like if they produce something that I don't want to say normies, but whatever, the normies or the Twitter crowd are like, oh, this is great, and then you're like, I don't like this, then it's somehow your fault. FST George, Fast George. Welcome. I'd like Todd to team up with the director, like when Robert Rodriguez worked hand in hand with Frank Miller and said, that's interesting. Yeah. That would be the way to go.
And I'll be honest with you, a guy like Rodriguez, I'm not saying, like, George isn't saying use Rodriguez specifically. He's just like that. Right. But Rodriguez would definitely be a guy who would probably preserve Todd's vision about Spawn, I would think. Plus, it's a horror thing, which he sort of he goes in and out of, right? So
get that guy who did.
I like Sin City. I thought that was better than the comic. I didn't read the comics, but I really liked the movie.
Yeah. Get the guy who did the Descent. I know he did that Hellboy movie, but the Hellboy movie seems like it ran away from him because seems like too many fingers in the pie, right? So
Neil Marshall.
Yes, I like Neil Marshall. Yeah, that Hellboy movie just got kind of awesome, kind of lost itself, eh?
Yeah.
Thanks, George.
Thanks, man.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, like that got away from, and I still bought that movie because I'm like, I'll watch it just for the
There's stuff happening. I don't know.
Exactly. But it's just like nothing makes sense in that movie.
Yeah, I wish.
And everything looked weird. Everything looked worse than the first two. Like even like the rooted hair looked awful.
Yeah.
Like just like the costuming and all that looked bad. I don't know. Just weird.
I forgot. Whenever I think of Hellboy, I think of the Del Toro films.
Yeah.
Movies, yeah.
How could you not have Abe Sapien?
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy to me was just like one. I love aquatic characters.
Yeah.
But like,
instead of like rebooting, why don't they just make a part 3 and be done with it? You know?
I don't get it. Like, what are you rebooting?
Like we have to recast Ron Perlman. Why? Is he super old and hobbled? No. What's your Yeah.
And then I hate when someone says, "Oh, I'm going to do this new Vision," but then it's not. It's a non-vision.
Yeah.
It's like
there is no vision to this. There's nothing inspired here.
There is no vision. It's like we were talking. Well, we were talking about the slasher films where it's like, I just want Terrifier 2. I don't want elevated horror like X where it's boring and nothing happens. It's like, or paranormal inactivity. But you need a horror guy for Spawn. Like
Sam Raimi.
Oh my gosh, that'd be hilarious.
The Sam Raimi Spawn movie. Oh my god. Everyone with 180 and one side. Oh my god, what? Yeah.
It would be too. He wouldn't make it too goofy. You could do it like do like Evil Dead 1, right? Like serious Sam. Now Sam, you gotta be serious. I'll do a couple of poke in the eyes. No. I like when Sam Raimi does his like shtick and he talks about like the director. He goes, boys, you gotta call this movie. They call it the Book of the Dead. He's like, if they call it the Book of the Dead, the people are gonna think they gotta read for 90 minutes. They call it
that was the greatest reason for changing a title ever.
It's like nonsense. It's like, what do you mean? Why would someone think they have to read it? Coolest Jan says, want to know something odd here in Australia? Billy King, Katie's first
Kincaid,
arc. Kincaid's first arc.
It got a bit too, which is why the numbering was different. Yeah, no, I could see that happening. It was risque at the time.
Yeah, and what issues are those? Do you remember the numbers?
It's part of the first 10, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty early on, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, those issues are pretty.
I made him scream and scream and scream. I remember that.
Yeah, the kids. Oh my gosh. What the heck? That's friggin' Art the Clown, pre Art the Clown.
I know, it was crazy.
That's like OG Art the Clown.
At the time, like that was sold in convenience stores here, and that
was in the convenience store.
Yeah, me too. And that's when people didn't fully understand what was happening in comics. But I remember one where the Klan was involved, like in the issue, and that made it onto Entertainment Tonight. There's a mother saying like, "I don't want my child reading this" and stuff.
Wow.
30 years later, it's $1 billion business, but
Spawn actually has a lot of, I hate saying these catchphrases or these catch tags or these, diversity, but it has diversity. Javier is gunslinger. So you've got that character. You got She-Spawn, you got your token female, whatever. You got Al, who's black guy. So, I mean, I don't know why that this, like, I don't know. But
there's never been a controversy about that. Like, the thing is, they make straw man arguments. These people are like, we need more like diversity in comics. It's like the assumption is there isn't, but the problem is there is with your argument, right? So, and we've talked about Image before. The Image boys nowadays would be seen as woke because they just, Black Hawk, what's his name? Shadowhawk was black. Spawn was black. Spawn was the biggest star of Image, and was a black guy. And maintain that casting in the movie. I was mad when they made his friend white in the movie, to be honest with you.
I
was like, why would you do that?
They made Terry Fitzgerald or whatever.
They race swapped the other way. It's like,
swapped the other way.
Yeah.
Isn't that? And the thing is I don't.
And I was mad at that. I was like, why would you do that?
Well,
that's not the comic.
That's I know. I know. I'm Mr. It's not the comic. Yeah. But like, hashtag gatekeeper or whatever. But like, it's like, why is this not the comic? But no, I thought that was weird too because I'm like, well, why would you do that? Because now it's a white. I guess they think it's a white guy honing in on the big girl or whatever. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know why, because Terry is super important in these issues now.
Well, he wasn't back then though. He was just part of the origin, and now he's like all over the comics, right?
Yeah.
But like we've talked, Ripclaw in Cyberforce was like an Aboriginal superhero that you never see now.
Oh, they had Riptide and Masada. No, Masada was Israeli or something, right? Or...
Israeli, yeah. It's like
what
are you
hell?
talking about?
I didn't even know what that was.
Yeah.
Like, she's Israeli. What's that? What does that mean?
What's Israel?
What's Israel? What the hell is that? Right? Like, it's like you've never seen a superhero. Where's that character?
No, but they always made efforts. Like Exo Manowar in Valiant had a gay sidekick, and he was cool. Like he sacrificed himself to save Exo. All that stuff was. It was effortless, and there wasn't a problem really. But then people, like all these people who are on X-Men stuff, are like, there's a diversity problem. Is there? There wasn't before you came here. And what is this crap?
Yeah. But you know what this screams of? This screams of now something has become big. You know, I don't know this person, but that Call Me Shadow, his channel, he did that wonderful video where he like literally dismantled this whole thing. And he's like, yeah, these people came out of nowhere. Yeah. They saw that superhero movies are big business, so all of a sudden they reared their ugly heads, and then all these Twitter losers came up.
That's what happened.
This needs to be diverse. It's like, it is diverse.
But it is. Your straw man automatic argument is that it's not, but the problem is it is.
It is. It is diverse. It's like you're just not looking because you don't know anything about comics.
You don't know anything about comics. You don't know who Spawn is and stuff.
You know who Spawn is, right? It's like number one independent comic. We're told this every month in the pages of all the Spawn books.
Yeah.
The ongoing. It's like, so you got these people. They don't. But you know what's the funny thing is, they don't even do research. This isn't like our time where we had to figure this out on our own. My God, there's internet. You just Google it. Just Google.
Yeah, you can do that now. When I was a kid, oh man, what's his name? God damn it! I know. Damage Control.
Damage Control. Yeah, you're talking.
I can't remember his name.
Okay, I don't remember his name either.
Yeah, but he also was head writer for like the Justice League.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't remember his name. I remember the guy's name.
Yeah, but yeah, I had no idea. Like I just thought, I didn't know. I just thought he was white too. And when he co-founded
Milestone,
like a Milestone, I was like, oh, they got the token white guy. It's like, no, he's always been black. It's like, but the thing is, when you're a kid, you don't know any of this because they didn't advertise these people's faces and stuff. You saw their names. And you're like, oh, but there were African Americans. There were women writing and drawing these comics as well. You just didn't know it. It was diverse. I mean, like if you want complete, like equal amounts, that doesn't exist at all anyhow. Nope. But if you're saying that it was all whitewashed white men, it wasn't. It never was.
And you know what? The thing is, their rules don't even fit their rules don't even fit their own concepts, because it's like you're saying, oh, there needs to be more diversity in these characters. But if I'm a white guy and I create a black character, they're going to say you can't do that because you're not black. So it's like, what do you want then? Like you want us to go back in time and remove Jack Kirby and insert a black guy so that all the characters created are black? I don't understand like what you're saying. Like
Dwayne McDuffie, that's who I forgot.
Dwayne McDuffie, yeah.
So like if Jack Kirby, if right now I create a black character, they're gonna say, oh, you can't do that. Okay, so then how am I supposed to have diversity if I'm only allowed to create like white straight male characters?
No, it's stupid. You should be able to write whoever you want. Right. And if there's some sort of accuracy problem, then what happens is that if you want to do something better, then go ahead. Like it's like then you don't get Carrie. Then like there's that famous story of well, you know it, Steve, where Stephen King was writing Carrie and he threw it in the trash, and his wife fished it out of the trash and said, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I can't write a pubescent girl. Like I was never that." And she's just write what your heart tells you. It's like it's still genuine, right?
Right.
And it carries one of the great all-time horror works, you know.
Well, it's never been my favorite King, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But like, I think writing is what you know, and it has nothing to do with the minutiae, right? Like that's why you'll see writers do a ton of research and it's soulless. It's just like, hey, I've read a manual and here it is in the story. It's like, cool, but I'm bored now because you totally lost the story and all these details you researched.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, do some research. You need and I'm going to use one of Sean's favorite words, verisimilitude.
Yeah.
Have the verisimilitude, right? Yeah. But write a frigging story, and write a heartfelt, truthful story that you believe in. Don't just write something for a paycheck. And I think that's what a lot of people's problems are. They're just writing for a paycheck.
Oh,
I don't love it.
Did you guys hear the head writer of X-Men 97? You had to have read this story. No.
No. What happened?
I'm gonna get his name, but the head writer of X-Men 97, like the thing that they're gonna do for
the remake Plus, cartoon or whatever.
He was like you need to be a fan to work on this show.
I did read that.
Yeah, he said like I worked on Witcher, and let me tell you, like he named Witcher. He's like I worked on a show, and then he just said Witcher, right? And he goes like there are writers on that show that hated the books and hated the games. And the problem was it affected the writing and it actually brought morale down. And it's like, I don't want that. It's like you have to be a fan. Now, my thing about this is you don't have to be a fan, but you do have to respect the material.
Put the time in.
Yeah, if someone said like Sean, make a Pokemon fucking movie, right? And I'm like, well, I didn't grow up with Pokemon, F Pokemon. And it's like, well, I mean, I'm gonna give you like $60 million to do this. And it's like, well, okay, let me see, right? What I will do is I will watch the entire run of Pokemon, look up to see if there are other series, watch those, see if there's any like written lore. I will take the time to do all that, and I will be inspired by it, know where it came from, and then write an awesome story. I would be inspired to do that. Like the muse is gonna strike you. And I just don't understand, like, these people that come into Star Wars and stuff. It's like, how do you not know how to do a Star Wars thing? Know your mythology from around the world. Apply some of those things into your story. Read some old science fiction magazines. I couldn't do that with a straight face, but, like, I couldn't say that with a straight face. Read old science fiction magazines. Know where the lore of the original came from, and then take that and move forward with it. You can do this. But like they don't. It's like that Endor thing is a snooze fest, man. What is going on in that thing? And the whole thing might as well be in black and white, man. It's like, is there color happening in this?
There may as well have been a silent movie, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh my F.
I think people show up and they're like,
that's a great question, Dan.
Yeah, good question, Dan. I think the answer is they show up and they're like, yeah, I despise Captain America. You're hired to write the next Captain America comic, right? Okay. It's like they ask you what comics you hate and what characters you hate, and then that's who they sign you up for.
Well, we're also talking about Hollywood, where I was reading a book that Sean got me, and literally the writer of the book, who's talking about great unrealized science fiction projects. And he's like, I submitted a script, and they're like, this script is perfect. Now, who can we get to rewrite it? And that's literally how Hollywood, and that's not him making a joke. That was said.
Right.
So it's kind of like,
because that's the next step to them. But it's like, well, hold on. Can't you think outside the box and say, let's just do this?
Yeah, they literally rewrite it, even if they think there's nothing to rewrite. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, they're so broken over there. They need almost like an ideology change. Like it's nothing to do with talent anymore. It's nothing to do. They need to change their outlooks, and they have to change how they do business.
Well, money talks, and it's beginning to talk.
It is beginning to talk, but it's beginning to talk in the opposite direction now.
But it's turning the Queen Mary, man. It's big. They can't overnight this.
Yeah,
but it's beginning the show.
Oh yeah,
it's like there's no Star Wars movie franchise. Isn't that weird?
Exactly.
You know, and the people at Disney see that, and something's got to give. You know.
Well, I think the consumers are speaking with their wallets finally. September was the worst box office ever for movies.
This year, yeah.
And literally, we're going to talk about Dan's question in 2 seconds, or Dan's comment, but like, literally the Terrifier, which we just talked about, Terrifier 2 cost $250,000 to make. It was crowdfunded basically, and it's now $6-point-something million. It's like, right, because it's a literally insane slasher movie.
Yep.
That's it. There's nothing else going on.
What I like about it is that they made the best version of that specific thing, and that's what generated the buzz in the mainstream. Right. That's a lesson to learn. They keep making these things for like everyone and for people that don't like really care about the specific genre that they're making, like Star Wars, for example. And it's like, if you made a good Star Wars thing, though, a good science fiction action romp with great characters that you can get behind, that would generate buzz in the mainstream. It's the best version of that thing. And it's like with Terrifier, they didn't cater to anything other than slasher fans. It's like slasher fans. Hasn't been a long time since you've seen a good slasher with like a lot of good kills and gore. It's like, here it is.
That's it.
And that generate now everyone has heard of Terrifier 2. And it keeps like increasing more and more screens every year and every week. And it's making it was 2.5 million. Now it's 6-point-something million.
Yeah, and I don't
off a $250,000 budget. So yeah, just make the best thing of that thing, and people are gonna come. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me see. Wikipedia, 6.3 million box office, budget 250. They wanted to. They did a Kickstarter or a crowdfunding or one of these platforms. They needed 50 grand. They got 250. So the guy's like, I'm going to make this an epic. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes. And they put all of the money into the artistry. It's all practical.
It looks, I haven't seen it yet, but it looks good. Like from some of the clips and stuff. I'm like, for a $250,000 movie, it looks pretty good. Studios, what are you doing with your money?
They're taking it away. And I'm telling
what are you doing?
This slasher movie, it is for slasher movie fans. There's no, oh, this is for you have to be hardcore into it. But I want to talk about Dan's comment. Yeah, so Spawn's black. They never made a big deal out of it.
No, it's not
a message. Todd didn't pat himself on the back. Oh, I did a good job here.
Yeah,
it's like good Todd. He doesn't go on and remind everybody on Twitter every 5 minutes that Spawn's black. It's like nobody cares. It's like you read it because it's cool. It's like when Spawn came out, every single one of my friends was getting it.
Yeah,
this was the first time. Where every person I knew bought it. Because I was like, I like Spider-Man. You know, my other friend Sean, not this Sean, who's like, I'm not a Spider-Man guy. Okay. You know, he's like, it's like, my buddy Paul, he's like, I like X-Force, not a big Superman. He likes Superman, but I didn't buy the comics. He's like, no, I'm not going to get. This was like, everyone bought Spawn.
Yeah.
Like, everybody. And you're like, holy crap. And it just blew everybody away.
Those first 20 issues, every issue was hype. Every issue was like hyped up. It's like you were waiting for it, man. It's like, and everyone talked about them. It's like water cooler freaking comics, you know?
Yeah, water cooler comics.
Yeah, water cooler comics.
That'll be our imprint. No, but I mean, like literally everyone was buying them. Everybody that I knew that bought comics was buying them.
Yeah.
And it's like, and nobody was saying, isn't it cool that he's black?
Yeah.
Literally, no, that wasn't even brought up. It was like, Spawn's awesome. Look how awesome this guy. And I remember when Shadowhawk revealed that he was a black guy. It's like, people were like, oh, okay. Like, no one cared about that either. Shadowhawk, right? Like, I don't get it. It's like, Tommy Ford doesn't need to pat himself on the back. It's like, oh, look how good I am. But yeah, the trick is make the best version of the thing you're making.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you're going to make a horror movie, make a horror movie. Don't make it's like, oh, I'm elevating the genre. But most of the time when they elevate things, they don't. That
No.
was the Halloween Ends thing. Oh, it's what do you want? The same old Michael Myers? Well, right. That's
Yes.
what I want because that's what this is.
Is that what we paid for?
You know, and it's worse because you led up to that and then you didn't give it. So it's a bait and switch. And a lot of people, I talked to our buddy Charlie from Getting Back My Horror Movies, and he was saying, "Oh, you know, because I get it. It's like Christine, the blue font. His name's Cunningham." I'm like, yeah, I got it, but I don't want Christine.
Time is going to tell the tale, man. People are just not going to go back to this much.
There's two fallacies I always hear in arguments. One is I understand what they were doing.
Right.
That doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah.
And it's just like the comics. It's like, yeah, but if they did this in the comics, and that's ass. Like it's almost like you do realize that everything they do in the comics isn't right. And if they take this crap thing and they put it on the screen, I'm not going to like it in either form.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't understand like those two arguments.
Yeah, you can't do like Spawn really hasn't gotten to this point. But let's say Spawn goes another, like I foreseeably see it just continuing on. Like I don't see it going anywhere. So let's say we're on Spawn 600, right? Let's go to the future where Spawn 600 just came out. And let's say Spawn 400 to 420, Al Simmons is like human.
Yeah.
And he's like an investigator. And he's investigating paranormal things or something. I don't know, like something completely way off, right? And then, are you going to make a movie on that? Like, it's like, right, because after 12 issues, something happened, and then he got zapped, and then it's like, he woke up, and that, you know how these writers are. It's like, Todd McFarlane's dead. He's not in charge of the story anymore. Somebody else puts their spin on it, makes Al Simmons a private investigator, and then something happens, and then another writer comes in, it's like, no, we're going back to Todd's, you know, like vision. And then they make a movie, you know, whatever year, 20, 30 years from now, it's like, oh, let's make a movie based on the time that Spawn was an investigator for 12 issues. Like, it's like Superman had long hair.
Yeah.
It's like, do you want him to have long hair? Do you want Henry Cavill with long hair? I don't get it. Like, this is the black costume. He wore the black costume a couple times. Okay. Well, I don't want black costume Superman to be the normal Superman movie. It's like, that's not what it is. It's like he was electric blue. I've got the toys of the electric blue Superman. I had the comics. Do you want that in your movie? I don't get it. So Coolish Dan, I dropped out of Spawn at 50, and then I got back in with 300, and I just thought, I just didn't go back to it. I was really trying to I'm like, there was a time where I wasn't into comics and I kind of got back and I forgot about Spawn. And I just recently went back where I'm like, you know, DC and Marvel are not doing it for me. And that's when we got back and I had to backtrack. So I had to backtrack on Spawn. So you can tell by my Spawn videos how far back it goes, not that far. I went back and read them to catch up, but I did not read 51 to 299. So I've read 300 and everything that came afterwards. But yeah, so I didn't even realize that happened. That's crazy. What about Batman Spawn? I guess, Sean, you're going to...
Has that come out, or no, I don't even care. No. I found my two from
I got this one.
The 90s. I got that,
one.
yeah.
Was there another one?
There's a Batman Spawn and a Spawn Batman. There's a DC one and an Image one.
Oh, I don't have the other one.
I have both of them.
What's that one look like? Oh, is that this one?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I don't have this. I got to get that.
It's around, man. It's nothing. You're not going to break the bank on that.
No, it's not.
So the new one is what? It's just another, it's a redo of it? It's not a reprint or anything?
No, I think it's new. It's
brand
Greg
new,
Capullo, it's Greg Capullo and McFarlane.
Huh. I don't care. Like those old ones, I read them, but it's like, I don't really remember much from them, you know?
I don't remember much from
it was just a big event. Spawn was hot. Batman was hot because of the movies. And it just
I'm getting these big time.
They both have big capes, you know.
And there's a cool cover where they reverse. So this is so here's the other cover where Spawn is
Yeah.
over top, and then the other cover is this one with Batman over
Yeah,
top.
beat his ass, Spawn.
Ooh.
That's for BVS.
Oh,
That's for
no.
Justice League. Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to really get beat up for that one.
That's for the Batman. Anyway.
Oh,
Oh
the,
gosh.
the boring Batman. See, that's another
Batman
one of these
stands
things
in
where
the
they try
dark
to
for 3
elevate.
hours. That was J-Man's initial review of the Batman. Batman stands in the dark for 3 hours.
I know. He stood in the dark for 3 hours and the movie ended. I'm like,
Mark my words, they will never make the Batman 2.
No?
Oh no, hell no. That's not
Really?
happening. It's not happening now. It's not gonna happen, man.
no way they're gonna do it, man.
Yeah,
You
there's a
think
lot
they're-
of marketing for this.
Mhm.
So when is it coming out? This year, right?
November, so coming up.
Okay, yeah. All right.
I believe it's November.
And you're not doing 2 like they did last time? It's just one thing that's Batman
How's it
Spawn.
2000? Oh,
And
it's
Spawn never is on top.
December. Sorry, it's December.
December? All right.
There you go.
End your year with Batman and Spawn teaming up. That's it. Teaming up to do stuff.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw the solicitation for Lazarus Planet. It's like, oh,
I always go to this one I go to.
yeah.
I don't know if you guys go to this one. Can you see it on my screen? You can see it.
No, I mean I get these stupid things. The Marvel and DC.
I got those two, yeah, but they don't have
yeah,
one for. Yeah, I got that
things.
one, yeah.
The
I'll check
Marvel
out Scarlet
one.
Witch.
The Marvel one's always thicker as hell,
It's
man.
thick as hell. I know.
Yeah,
Well, that's because DC has nothing.
I know.
They have Batman and
that's
good
it.
luck.
Yeah, like Marvel needs to also advertise their Star Wars stuff and
Right.
Ultraman and all that other stuff, right? So yeah.
All right, so let's go to just image. So yeah, Vanished. I got that. I got Scorched.
Yep.
Oh, Lovesick. I didn't check. I didn't get this. I don't know if that's any good.
Magic
Seems
Order.
Black Flamingo. That's weird. Magic Order. How's that? I haven't tried
I don't
that.
know. I saw that. I was like, maybe.
20th
American
Century
Jesus.
Men.
Yeah.
American Jesus. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I saw that today, and I was like, let me check it out
Take
first.
care,
and then I'll-
Jordan.
Thanks, man.
See you, man.
Oh, Jim Downing. Oh, so there you go. Okay, so Jim Downing was took over there for a bit, so that makes sense. See ya, Jordan. The Wicked Medusa's Tale. I haven't tried that one.
Well, Lovesick is Red Room. I like Red Room. It's fun and stupid and goofy, but
Where'd
and
you see
super
that?
gory. Lovesick.
Oh, okay.
There's a
Oh,
comic
it's
called
pretty much
Red
Red
Room.
Room. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was this. That was that. These are this week's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vanish is awesome. So next week is King Spawn. So get that for sure.
King
Obviously.
Spawn. Sha-na-na-na,
No.
sha-na-na.
Oh my God. Old Dog,
Bulldog.
Texas Blood, Hell to Pay. See, Image only has like 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 books that come out.
Yeah. But they're all different visions and stuff, and it's great.
And
Make It
Spawn.
Black is huge.
Oh, is
I
that?
haven't gotten into it at all, but like I feel like I should.
Do a Power Bomb. I really like issue 1.
Yeah, you're dying over that.
I don't know
Yes.
why, because I like the art and it's a wrestling thing. And
Yeah.
every Tuesday, Steven and I do our wrestling stream. So please tune into that.
Plug.
Yeah, it's a cheap plug.
Starhenge started, and I never got into that either. They really heavily promoted that, but
It looks wicked though.
yeah, I might still get into the back issues, and
Let me look at it up digital. Let me see if it's on
Yeah.
digital. Kea. Oh, I didn't get this one either. I've never even seen this. Unnatural. I've never even seen this.
it's a bunch of furries.
Yeah, what the hell?
The least we can do.
Soldier Stories, that was cool.
The Knight and the Lady in Play.
Skull Kickers.
These are all new coming out.
Yeah.
10th. That's a 10th anniversary. But this is a new book. This is a new book, I think. The Knight and the Lady of Play. Huh. Ooh, what's going on over here? What's happening? Oh no! Why did we set my
Supaida Man.
What kind of comic am I reading here? I don't think I could ever read a She-Hulk comic now without throwing up.
I know.
Oh man, it's so unfortunate because the John Byrne ones are awesome. This Gunslinger, holy shit, this is the best cover ever, man. That's awesome. Oh yeah, Noctera. This was doing really well.
Yeah.
A lot of people liked this one when it came out.
Huh.
Oh, Junkyard Joe. I skimmed Junkyard Joe. It was okay, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not a big like military comics guy. I hate Fairyland one. I keep seeing ads for this. Maybe I'll grab that. I try to grab the number ones and see what it's like.
That shirtless bear fight, I keep seeing that at the comic store, and I'm like, I don't know, should I pick this up?
No, so I can't get into it, man. I tried.
No, okay.
I tried. I can give you. I can share my copies with you if you want.
Yeah.
I couldn't get into them. What the hell is this? Voyages? I've never seen that. What the hell is this?
No, that reminds me. I just picked up the DVD set of Voyagers, the 80s show.
Oh shit!
Yeah. I Deja Vu discs. I was like, I never.
Oh yeah, Deja Vu discs.
Vanish. Are you guys reading Vanish or no?
Yep. Yeah, I just got 2 today. Rogue Sun is a spin-off of Radiant Black.
I see. Yeah, I got to go through these and see which ones I need to get. Savage Dragon. And I've been getting. Oh, it's the end already.
Oh.
My letter was published in the Ant. Ant issue 2.
Yeah, I don't see them on the shelves. Like I never pulled it, so it's like, did they come out? Like I have issues 1 and 2, and that was it. And I was like, I haven't seen 3, 4, and 5.
I don't even have issue 1. I only have issue 2, and then I just got them digitally.
I don't know why they're so tough to find. It's like Eric Larson.
There you go.
Yeah, really. Like King Spawn, Undiscovered Country. What? Star Trek 6?
Yeah. Lovesick is
I couldn't get into Flawed. Did you read Flawed? I read the first one. It was all right. I couldn't get into it.
Plush.
Trying to get to where Batman Spawn is, so it's November, so I want to see when it's coming out exactly. Do a power bomb again?
Well, it might be put out by DC and not Image.
Oh shit! Okay.
If Batman's on top, like he's first build.
Batman's on top.
Batman's on top, man.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it doesn't go that far.
He likes to dominate.
Yeah, he does.
The nation of domination.
We are the nation of domination. Farouk.
All right. Well, any other Spawn business? Let's see how the poll's going, just for the heck of it. 9 votes. 78% for Spawn, 22% for Gunslinger. So Scorched and King Spawn are not in there.
Yeah, Gunslinger was cool this month. With him tracking down that Sanchez or whatever, and terrorizing that one guy in his house, and the wife is about to shoot him, and he's like, do you really want to do that? And then she takes off, and all that stuff was great. Scorched, it's Soul Crusher versus Medieval Spawn for the whole thing, basically.
Which is awesome, though.
Yeah, it's cool. But I want more of the team and stuff. Spawn 334 is all right, I guess. It just ties up loose ends and just has people talking to each other a lot. But there's a fight in the beginning.
There was a fight, yeah.
Yeah. And Nyx is back, so she'll probably fight Spawn. That
was the stinger at the end. That was the last page.
And King Spawn 13, the followers. So it begins with that cool chest stuff and everything. Yeah. Clown looks amazing, man, and all that weird terror stuff towards the end with Redeemer and Spawn there kicking some ass. And then Spawn disappears, and then that's about it. That and Spawn were the weaker ones.
Which was the one that had Cagliostro's backstory?
That wasn't this month.
Oh, that was last month?
That was 2 months ago, yeah. That was cool. I like that whole thing because it showed the big hierarchy and all that stuff.
Shit,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
That was awesome.
Man.
Yeah.
Cagliostro is like my favorite character, man. It's like that guy's awesome.
Yeah.
So Dan was asking about or talking about the darkness. That like,
Yeah.
I had the toy of this. Not I have him when he looks normal, but Marc Silvestri's doing Batman and Joker, or what is it called? Batman, Joker. Yeah, Joker Deadly Duo. That's it.
Yeah, there's like the Image guys are coming back to help out Jim Lee.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, no, he's like, boys, I'm calling you in, man. I got.
I love Medieval Spawn.
What?
Medieval
George, I love Medieval Spawn.
Oh,
that was the first Spawn toy I ever bought. Like I love Medieval.
I love when they first introduced him. He's like, "Oh my god, what the hell's this? Do a whole comic of this."
Well, and then I like when he came back and he's just helping Spawn, and Spawn's like, what's going on? Why are you helping me?"
Yeah.
I mean, okay, when I saw this,
yes, on his horse and stuff. Yeah.
I was like, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened. It's like,
of course you make a medieval knight version, man.
Of course.
Do that for everyone.
Yeah, I'm like, they're like, Spawn was like a cool looking character. We're like, hey, he looks cool. And now, of course, he's got the Spider-Man eyes and all that. You know, there's all the naysayers. And I was a bit of a naysayer too. But then you're like, yeah, but he still looks cool. But then Medieval Spawn, like, oh shit, now we're talking. Like, this is back to business. You're like, this guy's just like one of the best characters ever. Like, look at this. That's a figure or statue or something. Holy shit.
Yep.
Whoa, is that small? I've got this one. I don't know if I showed this to you guys last time. These small ones are really neat. I had two of these. I don't know. I can't find the second one. This is one of the toys that I kept from the beginning on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a statue, basically, right?
It's a statue, and you can see the chains actually move.
It's a game piece, basically. Yeah.
I had two of these. I think I still have the other one somewhere, but I've kept this since childhood or whatever. Whatever, not childhood, but whenever I got it, I don't know when.
Yeah. I see that Spawn Witchblade thing. I guess Witchblade is not a thing anymore, but I feel like the show outlasted the comic.
Yeah, I started watching the show. Well, Witchblade was Top Cow, right? That's Marc.
Yeah, so I guess.
So what are they doing with that character? And same with who was Pitt? Who did Pitt?
Pitt was Del Keown, right? He used to do Hulk. Del Keown? Yep, Del Keown. Yeah. I think that's how you say his name. I don't know. I've always just read it, right? So Pitt was awesome. The thing is, it just never came out, you know.
I mean, I've got this one.
Yeah, all his enemies were as big as him. It was just big monsters fighting each other. It was freaking awesome, man. And then they had Pitt versus Max. You know, of course, right?
Max was awesome too. Who did Max? I collected for a while.
That was Sam. I can't remember his name.
There he is, man. This comic was weird.
The show was neat too, and the show really captured the comic.
Yeah, I have it on VHS and
weird
DVD.
Thing, yeah.
Yeah, I got the VHS.
Sam Keith. That's who it was.
Yeah, so Marc Silvestri is doing what's it called? Batman Joker Deadly Duo. So that's coming out.
So wait, when's Wildcats? You said Wildcats is coming back.
Well, Wildcats is Matt Rosenberg. It's not going to be Jim Lee.
But when is it?
Whatever.
Do you know?
November probably.
Oh yes, it's coming, man, and it's DC Universe.
I think it's in DC. Here it is.
I'll check it out.
I'm getting it. So
yeah.
I mean, even if it's trash, I'm getting it. And Matt Rosenberg is kind of a hit or miss guy. Like I liked a lot of his stuff, but then my thing is I can't follow any of these people on Twitter anymore because they just say stuff that pisses me off. So I'd rather just not be around or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Wildcats.
Wildcats. I used to have that as my. I could have. I don't have it anymore. I got rid of it. They're good against evil. Wildcats. They got invincible power.
Wildcats. Oh, the one and only Wildcats.
Wildcats.
They're heroes, not zeros.
Oh God.
Make it better. Turn up the good. Turn down the suck. Turn down the suck knob.
Turn down the
It's like a
suck
random shot. They was like, turn down the suck knob.
Yeah, because they're playing the movie, and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna watch this movie," and he's like, "Turn it, make it better." Turn down the suck knob. Because it's like he's the guy who wants to make the movie about them. So he's like,
Yeah.
here's a previous movie I made to convince them to allow him to make the movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Fubar is the best. Yeah. But yeah, we love Medieval Spawn. I like all the Spawn characters, but yeah, She Spawn is awesome. But yeah, Mark, Sylvester, I want to take a look at this and then we'll oops. Well, yeah, this is it though. Like, so it's Batman, Joker, Deadly Duo.
This just in, the showrunners of She-Hulk will now do She Spawn.
Oh my God, no.
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 Oh my God!
That can't happen.
No.
That can't happen.
But yeah, like, I mean, it's going to be pretty cool to see. As Marc Silvestri
This
ever
looks
done,
awesome, man. I don't know.
Yeah, like, I mean, he's a good artist, right? Like, that's Rob. Yeah. He's Rob Liefeld's modern favorite.
Yeah.
So.
Well, he's not very modern, though.
Well, modern. Well, that's what I mean. He doesn't like anyone after Marc Silvestri. That was the last.
Yeah, it's the last guy. Well, he's the one that I think credited him as being the best artist among them, right?
Yeah.
Was it Marc Silvestri? Yeah.
Marc Silvestri, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this will be pretty cool. Like, so I mean, I'm gonna get it. Obviously, I'm just gonna get it. Is it black? I don't know if it's Black Label. Well, I guess it is. This looks pretty scary.
It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, so I'll be getting that for sure.
Yeah.
But okay, guys, I think we'll wrap it up. We're almost at 2 hours. Any other? So you got. So it's like the next week is King Spawn, I guess. So the plan is like we could reconnect every month at the end, or like once all the comics have come out.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have the open chat if anyone does want to come in. I know some people don't want to come in and be on stream, mm-hmm. but they can. I'll always keep it open if people do want to come on and chat live. But some people just like to hang in the chat. Yeah. And we had a lot of people just kind of lurking in the background as well. Mm-hmm. So there wasn't too many, nothing crazy. But yeah, if people want to come on, they can come in with that link. So I guess that's it. So tomorrow we're gonna do. No. Thanks, Dan. We appreciate it, man. We want to interact because I talk to the three of us talk all the time privately. Like once we log off, we're going to talk for another hour after this.
It's always good to hear from people, Dan, especially if they're not trolls, which you are not. So very glad to hear from you. Come back, please.
Yeah, please come back. And thanks to George. Jordan is a regular. He comes on.
Yeah.
And we have our buddy Marcus, who's a good friend troll here. We got Skeptic, who always comes on.
Yeah.
But it's good to get new people on to talk about stuff, and I don't think Spawn gets enough like chatter, and people all of the complaints that people are making against Marvel and DC are not really happening in Spawn. It's like, oh, these comics are slow and boring. Oh, they're pandering to wokeness or whatever. It's like none of that's happening. Spawn has just been the same thing. It's been consistently fun, and there's ups and downs. Look, it's a freaking comic. There's not going to be 334 10 out of 10 issues. That's not a possibility.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that can't happen. That if you took the first 335 Fantastic Four issues, as soon as Kirby leaves, there's going to be a couple of dips, right? And then it comes back, and then he comes back, and then other guys take over.
Yeah.
Like it's impossible, right? But the point is that because Todd McFarlane is the one who's like still in charge of this, he hasn't succumbed to any of this other crap. And I think that's what we're scared of. We're scared that if Spawn became too big, would Todd have to bend the knee to these idiots who don't even care. They don't care. That, like, they love the She-Hulk show. I don't see any of you people buying these comics. And my favorite, thanks, George. My absolute favorite is the son of Kal-El or whatever, Jonathan Kent. It's like, no, I actually bought the first like 5 or 6 of those,
Right?
and nobody bought them. Yeah, like, oh, it's doing great. It's doing great because he came out in that one issue, and that's it. Yeah, gay Spawn would definitely be the end of our. No, but I'm like this Jonathan Kent was a great character actually in comics prior to this, and they ruined him. And they're like, oh, we're gonna make him gay. Okay, and what else are you gonna do? Oh, that's it. Like, I work in you guys all work in an office, right? And Sean, you've got a team of people. It's like you've got we always do your objectives for the year and your self-performance and your performance reviews and all that.
Right.
And you put, if I just put improve, customer relation, and they're like, oh, what other objectives do you have? That's it. No, that's not a thing. Like, it's like, okay, so Mr. Taylor, what are your plans with Jonathan Kent here? Well, we're gonna make him bisexual. Oh, interesting. Oh, what else are you gonna do? That's it. That's it. Congratulations, brave and bold new step. This is amazing. It's like, you've done nothing. That's not a thing. That's not an objective. Can you imagine that in your day? Imagine that in your day job. If you, it's like your boss says, "Well, what are your plans?" I'm gonna just do my regular job. It's like, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That's it. So tomorrow night, Star Crash versus Galaxina. Next week we'll do a stream again, not Spawn. We'll do our regular stream where we just talk about whatever.
Yeah.
And we might. We did the '90s comics, so we might bring that back. That's not gone. That we just took a break because I wanted to do these Spawn streams. I wanted to catch up on the space opera stuff. So we'll definitely get back to that. But yeah, Thursday, depending on what's out. I guess when's Black Panther? That's in like 2 weeks or something.
2 weeks from now, yeah.
So we're gonna talk about that on my stream, but we are also gonna be on Clobberin Times for the Black Panther 2 stuff. I'll say this right now: if Namor kills everyone, I'm gonna give this a very favorable review.
But that's not happening. Yeah.
Right. So I'm not gonna give it a favor. If Namor and the not Atlanteans, whatever shit they're called, Talakanians or something, or what are they called?
Telekanians? I don't know.
Whatever these people are called, if they murder all the Wakandans, then I will give this a good score. If they don't, then I'm not going to give it a good score. Just letting you guys know, be mentally prepared for that.
In other words, do not be prepared for a big score.
I'm going to be fair, man. I'm always fair.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a 4 out of 10. There'll be some cool fights, and that'll be it.
They had the premiere last night, I think, and there's some reviews that came in. They're all very glowing, but there's some negative points as well. So yeah.
So
you're kidding. The critics are giving a glowing review of an MCU property. Who the hell would have thought that?
It's a fitting tribute and blah blah blah. I don't know. Yes. Is that what you want to pay your money for, though?
Can I just reiterate that the role of the professional critic is passe? It's over. We don't need them anymore. I mean, I was talking to a coworker today, and I'm like, I don't understand anymore trailers in front of movies.
Yeah,
we've all seen them.
I know.
Plus, we have the internet. It's over.
That little thing called the internet.
They come from a time where we didn't have that, and now you have hot and cold running trailers all the time.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
It's time for the film industry to actually modernize instead of talking about it.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah, so maybe next Thursday, then we can do a general geek talk or something. I don't know what's out. Like I'm watching Chucky. We could talk about Terrifier.
Oh man, yeah, still watching Chucky.
Yeah,
Chucky's
and there's
good.
trailers all over the place now too, right? And of course, the whole big DC thing.
And do I
Did
have
something
to
happen
have
with
a-
DC?
Something very minuscule happened with DC.
Something kind of happened.
DC? Yeah, it's trash. All right, guys. Until next time.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.